Heat. As I walk through the door, a wall of heat hits hard like a hammer. I stop in my tracks, overpowered by the intensity, gaze out at withered and desiccated plants blasted by heat.
Heat. I feel the beat. Music hits me. What a treat. Food I love to eat. Jerk chicken, curried lamb, ooh la la. Sun beats down, OMG. Feeling great, hot, hot, hot.
Heat, hot, hot, hot. Heat, heat, heat. Sun beats down, there's rhythm in the streets. Sunshine Town, Leicester Carnival's around. Watch it dance, this heat's a treat. Me love to eat when there plenty meat, spicy rice and all things nice. Carnival's a hit in Leicester City.
The sun did prise open his eyes and sway the earth in splendour. Oh yes, that's lovely, but not all in the gardens rosy. The worms had wriggled forth in the pre-dawn hour. Of them, the early birds had fed their fill. Not only that, but others still, too slow to slip under shaded bower, lay crisped and dry under sun's cadmium eye, still curiously wriggly.
Heat. Under the duvet, you wind me in your arms and legs. But warm affection generates sweaty heat. You can fall asleep like that, but sadly, I have to move away. Too hot. In your Indian hometown, I have to cower indoors, but you can go out in 40 degrees while scrawny wild cows shimmer in a mirage, trying to summon strength to flick away the flies. For Holi, huge fires of dried cow dung blaze at every crossroads. People dance round the flames, oblivious to the sweat pouring off them. The rich can retreat to air conditioning, drive around in cool Mercedes, but the poorest sleep on the pavement, needing the shade, owning nothing but their flimsy clothes. I can choose to move away from you in bed, but they have no options at all.
Heat. In the heat of the night, I awoke to find the hair on the back of my head standing on end, while lightning flashed. Whither it had come, I know not. It was more nearer white than cadmium. I had once been in the Australian bush in a storm, but that was day. At night there was more fright. I had unplugged the telly, but not the computer. I went downstairs. It's the memories of war. In storms, stepfather said the windows must be closed. My father had said they should be open. I didn't know my father. He had been in heat in Kenya, but I had not. Being fair-skinned, I now avoid the sun. In Australia, the water had brought down the drain pipes. At home, it crushed the white foxglove. I picked it up.
It's the hot topic of the day. The heat is on. The Chancellor launches his emergency withering cadmium mirage. 12 billion cuts to save our world. We have to pay for that excess. Friend, did you blow £1 billion? You did? Okay, never mind. But somebody will have to pay. Take the benefits away from the poor. They're all deadbeat. They're the ones to feel the heat. Become cooked corpses of crispy worms. The heat is on, and they're the terms.
I felt the first hint of sun on skin, and my body warmed to the touch of spring. My lawn looks yellow from my bathroom. I see bees in a sea of dandelions in bloom. It's hours to go before it gets dark, and the school's shut an hour ago, and kids have filled the park, and my dog's completely knackered after my third throw, but the weather's just beautiful. It'd be a shame to go. So I'm sitting cross-legged with my notebook on my knee, in a mood to believe the best things are free. But then I spot my dog and he's growing a tail, and I forgot to bring poo bags. Epic fail. This notebook's pretty new, and it was lucky for me that the centre pages were still empty. I can see songbirds darting around my feet. Look, that one's carrying a worm to eat. And then I clock a buzzard and he's far up overhead, and I worry one of these chicks might end up dead. But no one lives forever, so let's just enjoy our time. And here's to more hot weather. Here's to British summertime.
We turn the heat on in winter, or we shrink, we shrivel. In summer we expand, we slow, we wade through stifling warmth, sucking slurpees. Sweltering, crisp corpses of lifeless worms, desiccated snails, stuck, not slithering. Sweating, shivering, tarmac melting into cadmium mirages, wavering, withering, suffocating blanket, hammer on the skull, the norm of heat. Moving slowly, slower still, still.
Heat. Heat was a big part of my childhood. Not the heat of the night, or the hot cadmium custard, not the sun piercing and the tarmac melting, not hot enough to wither the worms on the stones, but the hot topic of the day. The heat is on. Today it's a cow. The AI man must come. Good grief, it's one of the cats, or two of the three. And now it's a dog, not ours, he's a he, looking out for the she's, missing all day. Another cow. On it goes, and on and on. Heat was a big part of my childhood.
Heat is a burning sensation around me. I lift one foot, stall, then fall over a volcanic rock, stumble, tumble, roll over down a hill. Sisyphus-like, I fumble upwards, up the hill where I see far above, only to slide, scree crumbling round my feet. Massive amounts of hot lava rocks scorch each nerve, each sinew, then start to melt like cheese on toast, until a gush of cold wind cools me down and brings me back to life.
This one's again written by myself and Richard. Theme of heat starts off like this: if it's too hot for you, get out the kitchen or burn to a crisp. I don't touch the hot plate if you want to stay cool. So if you can't handle the heat in the kitchen, you get out from it. If it's too cold for you, get out the fridge. I like the way it is, you moaner. If I decide to stick my head in the ice box, it might cool me down from thumping you, annoying man.
A touch of evil. Heat and high contrast in the Tijuana night. Creased linen suit tie tied too tight. Long tracking shot and nightclub legs. Who's conning who? Don't do it, she begs. Corruption and threat, Smith and Wesson. Orson or Marlene, who learns the lesson? Too hot to breathe, too hot to sleep. Sweating tequila, bombs under cars, not what you need. In the end, it works, sort of all right. A crooked Orson lying dead in the Tijuana night.
Heat is on, running, everyone's a threat. Running, shackled in shadows, running from clutching conscience. No escape, tentacles closing, running, scurrying low rat. Frantic, only one way out, underworld death in a sewer.
Notes to remembering winter. The sunshine blasts against the frowning of an eyebrow. Them in round sight, the lights to greet. more welcome yet overstaying. We inevitably played the song longer than the song played itself, winding up slowly. Up to the sun's glow, and so going, it was night's turn at last.